You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/PODKATZ12. Just go to Indeed.com/PODKATZ12 right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.
Welcome to Astronomy Daily. I'm your host, Anna, bringing you today's top stories in space and astronomy news. From lunar missions and mysterious space signals to safety concerns about NASA's Artemis program, we've got a packed show for you. So let's get straight into it. Exciting developments are unfolding in lunar exploration as Firefly Aerospace's Blue Ghost lunar lander has successfully begun its journey to the moon. After launching aboard a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket on January 15th, the spacecraft has now performed its crucial trans-lunar injection burn, breaking free from Earth's gravitational pull. Following this major milestone, Blue Ghost executed a precise trajectory correction maneuver to refine its path toward lunar orbit. The spacecraft will spend approximately 16 days in lunar orbit, giving Firefly's team time to calibrate their navigation systems and conduct initial science operations before attempting their landing. The mission's target landing site is Mare Crisium, or the Sea of Crises, a vast basin on the moon's near side. As part of NASA's Commercial Lunar Payload Services program, Blue Ghost is carrying several scientific instruments designed to advance our understanding of the lunar environment. These experiments include subsurface drilling equipment, sample collection tools, and instruments for X-ray imaging of Earth's magnetic field. The mission will also test new dust mitigation technologies, a crucial capability for future lunar operations. This commercial mission represents another significant step in NASA's strategy of partnering with private companies to expand lunar exploration capabilities. If successful, Blue Ghost will join a growing list of commercial vehicles, helping to pave the way for sustained human presence on the moon. In other NASA news today, NASA has taken another step forward in its quest to understand distant worlds by selecting SpaceX to launch an innovative new exoplanet research mission. The Pandora spacecraft, a small but sophisticated observatory, is scheduled to launch as soon as this September as part of NASA's Astrophysics Pioneers program. This compact explorer, featuring a 45-centimeter telescope equipped with both optical and infrared detectors, has been specifically designed to solve one of the most pressing challenges in exoplanet research. Its primary mission will focus on studying 20 carefully selected stars that we already know host planets. What makes Pandora particularly special is its role as a calibration instrument. The telescope will help scientists determine whether certain signatures we detect in exoplanet atmospheres are truly indicators of compounds like hydrogen and water, or if they're actually being caused by variations in the host stars themselves. As Dr. Elisa Quintana, Pandora's principal investigator, explains, stars are not uniform light sources. This variability can make it difficult to accurately interpret what we're seeing when we study exoplanet atmospheres. Pandora's observations will help us better understand and account for these stellar effects. The spacecraft has already reached an important milestone with the completion of its bus structure. The mission will operate from a sun-synchronous orbit, where it will spend a full year conducting its careful study of these distant planetary systems, helping us better understand the nature of worlds beyond our solar system. Staying with NASA. In a significant development for NASA's Artemis program, the Aerospace Safety Advisory Panel has released its annual report expressing serious concerns about the ambitious timeline for returning humans to the moon. The panel, led by former NASA astronaut Lieutenant General Susan J. Helms, while acknowledging NASA's impressive progress, has highlighted several critical safety challenges that need addressing. The report specifically points to the extraordinary technical hurdles facing Artemis 3, The mission planned to return humans to the lunar surface by mid-2027. Of particular concern is the compressed schedule for completing multiple first-time technical achievements, with the panel suggesting that the accumulated risk might be too high under the current timeline. Among the most pressing challenges identified are the complex procedures for delivering and storing cryogenic fuel in orbit, the critical mating procedures between the Orion spacecraft and the human landing system, and the safe execution of lunar descent and ascent operations. These elements all represent unprecedented technical challenges that the panel believes require more thorough testing and validation. The panel is also monitoring ongoing investigations into the Orion capsule's heat shield performance following the Artemis 1 mission. While corrective actions have been implemented for future heat shields, the panel plans to conduct a detailed review of these modifications in early 2025 to ensure crew safety. Adding to these technical concerns is the impact of persistent budget uncertainty. The panel emphasizes that congressional delays in providing definitive appropriations are significantly hampering NASA's ability to effectively plan and execute these highly complex missions. This financial ambiguity not only escalates development risks, but could potentially create operational risks down the line. The report concludes that while returning to the moon remains a critical stepping stone in developing human interplanetary travel capabilities, NASA must carefully balance its ambitious goals with thorough safety considerations. The agency faces what the panel describes as a myriad of daunting budgetary, industrial, geopolitical, technical, and health challenges that must be systematically addressed to ensure mission success. Scientists are buzzing with excitement and curiosity over a mysterious X-ray signal detected by China's Einstein probe earlier this year. The signal, designated EP240408A, has left astronomers scratching their heads as it doesn't match any known patterns of cosmic events. During its commissioning phase, the Einstein probe detected around 60 very strong transient celestial objects and nearly 1,000 potential transients. But this particular signal stood out from the rest. When the spacecraft's follow-up X-ray telescope observed the source less than 2 days after its initial detection, researchers quickly mobilized nearly 20 different telescopes across multiple wavelengths to study the phenomenon. What makes this signal particularly intriguing is that it was primarily visible in X-rays, with most other telescopes unable to detect it in other wavelengths. The burst lasted somewhere between 7 and 23 days, placing it in an unusual temporal sweet spot. Too long to be a fast X-ray burst, but too short to be typical of galactic nuclei events. 2 independent research teams have proposed different explanations for this cosmic mystery. One team suggests it might be an extremely rare type of tidal disruption event, where a star is torn apart by a black hole's gravitational forces. However, the lack of radio frequency emissions makes this explanation challenging to confirm. The alternative theory, proposed by the second team, is even more exciting. EP240408A might represent an entirely new class of cosmic events. They suggest this could be the first detection of an intermediate timescale phenomenon that previous surveys may have missed by focusing on either very short or very long duration events. As the Einstein probe continues its mission, astronomers are eagerly anticipating the discovery of similar events that could help solve this cosmic puzzle. This mysterious signal serves as a reminder that even with our advanced understanding of the universe, there are still new phenomena waiting to be discovered and explained. Next, let's take a look at the launch calendar for this week. Space launch activities are ramping up this week with several significant missions on the schedule. China is preparing for a milestone launch with the debut flight of their upgraded Changzheng 8 rocket from the Wenchang Space Launch Site. This new variant features a more powerful second stage and can deliver up to 8,100 kilograms to low Earth orbit, representing a significant boost in China's launch capabilities. Meanwhile, SpaceX continues its ambitious Starlink deployment schedule, with 3 launches planned from Florida's Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. These missions will lift off on February 11th, 14th, and 17th, maintaining the company's remarkable launch cadence. Each mission will carry a mix of standard Starlink V2 mini satellites and specialized direct-to-cell satellites, further expanding their global communications network. The rapid turnaround time between launches at Space Launch Complex 40 highlights SpaceX's efficient ground operations. The company is aiming to surpass last year's record of 134 Falcon family launches, with a potential target of up to 180 flights in 2025. As of early February, the operational Starlink constellation has grown to nearly 7,000 satellites, including over 400 direct-to-cell units. Of particular interest is the February 17th launch, which will demonstrate a new recovery profile. The Falcon 9 booster will perform a unique flip maneuver after stage separation and land on a drone ship stationed near the Bahamas, opening up new orbital trajectories for future Florida launches. This operation follows successful negotiations with Bahamian authorities, who will receive Starlink connectivity for schools and first responders as part of the agreement. These launches underscore the growing commercialization of space and the increasing pace of orbital activities. With both established players and new entrants ramping up their operations, we're witnessing an unprecedented era in space launch frequency and capability. Finally today, the European Space Agency's Euclid Space Telescope has made an extraordinary discovery during its mission verification phase, its first Einstein ring, and it's a perfect cosmic circle. This stunning gravitational lens was found by chance just 2 months after the telescope's launch in July 2023, as it began its ambitious mission to map the dark universe. The ring was created by light from a distant galaxy being bent around NGC 6505, a galaxy about 590 million light-years from Earth. What makes this discovery particularly special is how close NGC 6505 is to us. It's rare to find such a nearby galaxy acting as a strong gravitational lens. The light forming the ring has been traveling for an incredible 4.4 billion years, meaning it began its journey when our solar system was in its infancy. Scientists have nicknamed this phenomenon Altieri's lens after its discoverer, Bruno Altieri. The perfect circular shape of the Einstein ring required an extraordinarily precise alignment between the source galaxy, the lensing galaxy, and our telescope. In fact, researchers estimate that Euclid might find only about 20 such perfect rings during its entire mission. But beyond its visual beauty, this Einstein ring serves as a powerful scientific tool. By analyzing how the background galaxy's light is distorted, researchers have made precise measurements of NGC 6505's mass distribution, including its dark matter content. Surprisingly, they found that dark matter makes up only 11% of the galaxy's central mass, a striking contrast to the universe's overall dark matter content of about 85%. This discovery demonstrates Euclid's extraordinary capabilities in investigating the dark universe. While perfect Einstein rings may be rare, the telescope is expected to discover over 100,000 other gravitational lenses during its mission, helping create the most detailed map ever of both visible and dark matter distribution across cosmic time. Thanks for joining me today on Astronomy Daily. If you want to stay up to date with all the latest developments in space and astronomy, head over to astronomydaily.io, where you can explore our constantly updating newsfeed, sign up for our free daily newsletter, and catch up on all our previous episodes. Don't forget to follow us on social media. You can find us as Astro Daily Pod on Facebook, X, YouTube, and TikTok. I'm Anna, and I'll see you tomorrow for more fascinating stories from the cosmos.